No Malice, Pusha T. I'm yo Pusha. They got an album dropping, which I cannot wait for. They got Nas on that motherfucker. Kendrick Lamar on that motherfucker. Produced entirely by Pharrell. Who knows? You might got a Jay-Z verse on that thing. I don't know. But they're on a press run. Seems more like Pusha T is on the press run because he's the only one we're hearing from. Shout out to No Malice. He's just as good, if not better, than Pusha T at rapping, to me. This is to me. So they've been doing interviews. Let's take a look at this one. This is the one where they talk about the Neptunes breaking up. If you're not familiar with the Neptunes, they are the collective producer crew that consisted of Pharrell, Chad Hugo, and damn, I hate that I don't remember my man's name. The Neptunes. Oh, my bad. NERD is who I'm thinking of. The Neptunes was just a duo. Chad Hugo, Pharrell. But NERD, I want to see what my man's name was because I got to give him his props. NERD was the rock band featuring Shay Haley. Sorry, Shay. Damn, I got their project right here on the side of me. And I don't remember bro's name. Shay Haley, Chad Hugo, Pharrell Williams. But the Neptunes was a deviation of just Chad and Pharrell. Two producers. Pharrell was an artist. Chad never performed as an artist. The Neptunes signed the Clipse. They were like one of their first earliest signings. Let's take a look at what they had to say about the breakup. Because, I mean, I want to know. Let's go. Let's run it.
With Pharrell. And yet, him and Chad not making music as the Neptunes.
Right.
Is there a little bit of something missing that like you two are together, but Pharrell and Chad are not? Like, and the moment when you were ready, like, do you miss Chad? Have you spoken to him?
Yeah.
Like, what's the status?
Absolutely miss Chad. As far as, being on the album, you know what I'm saying? But I'll see Chad in the airport, in the street, you know what I'm saying? At Buffalo Wild Wings.
In VA, the VA.
Yeah, VA, you know what I'm saying? But whatever they got going on, you know what I'm saying? Just hope for the best for that or whatever. But that doesn't, we're all still, we see each other, it's always going to be love, always.
Did you feel like that was missing in the music at all?
For me, no. I mean, no. I mean, everybody knows my favorite album is Hell Hath No Fury.
Yep.
Pharrell did that alone.
Right.
That's it.
It's Pharrell's your guy. That's your...
No, Chad's my guy. I love Chad.
Sure.
I mean, Pharrell's my guy.
Yes.
I love Chad, too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're brothers. We came up together. But, when you say missing in the music, there is no missing in the music when it comes to the Clipse. And if it's just P, it don't matter. We're gonna we find what we find. And just because you use that term, I'm gonna take you back to where I'm telling you is my favorite ever.
Right.
And I'm telling you he did it alone.
Right.
So that's that.
Can you talk about what you guys bring out of
With Pharrell,
Sure, hold up. A lot of things just happened. I want to first talk about one line. He just said, hey, man, Pharrell did Hell Hath No Fury on his own, which is probably my favorite Clipse album as well. Long time ago, I was a fucking child. I didn't clearly listen to it as a kid. I heard it later on. Probably the Clipse best album to me. To know that Pharrell made that shit on his own, I didn't know that until right now. I thought they were still a collective at that time, you know what I mean? Star Trek. I can never do this shit. I can never do it. Yeah, that thing. I didn't know Pharrell made it. And then look at this shit at the end of the video. This has nothing to do with anything, but look at the goddamn spam on whoever screen recorded this. Hello, I am an HR representative from Indeed. Everybody got one of these emails before. Everybody done got one of these emails before. This is hilarious. Now, after we watched it one time, I'm going to watch it again and, stop, start, and continue to give some commentary on this. Shout out to both No Malice, and Pusha T sounding alike. Niggas' voices are damn near, not identical, but very similar. Me and my brother voice don't sound nothing alike.
With Pharrell, and yet him and Chad not making music as the Neptunes.
Right.
Is there a little bit of something missing that like you two are together, but Pharrell and Chad are not? Like, and the moment when you were ready, like, do you miss Chad? Have you spoken to him?
Yeah.
Like, what's the status?
Absolutely, absolutely miss Chad. As far as, you know, being on the album, you know what I'm saying? But I'll see Chad in the airport, in the street, you know what I'm saying? At Buffalo Wild Wings.
In VA, the VA.
Yeah, VA, you know what I'm saying? But whatever they got going on, you know what I'm saying? Just hope for the best for that or whatever. But that doesn't, we're all still, you know, we see each other. It's always going to be love.
It's always love, man. It's always love. I mean, hey, I feel that. Like, whatever they got going on, they got going on. That's a beautiful sentiment of, hey, man, just because you fall out with somebody that you once were dealing with, don't mean I got to fall out with them, too. I don't like and this is ironic because Pusha T is, we going to watch some of the shit, but that's where his beef comes with a lot of people. His beef is coming in from, hey, man, I can't play neutral. But we don't really know where the separation or the quote-unquote, I don't want to call it beef, but disagreement is coming from with Chad and Pharrell. I'm going to assume it's nothing of any, like, pun intended, malice. Nothing nefarious. It might be some business shit. Who knows? But I feel the same sentiment of, hey, man, if you knew him and I knew him through you and you stopped talking to him and I'm still cool with bro, we got a cool relationship. We might have started a whole other thing that didn't involve you. I'm not just going to cut him off just because y'all got some friction right now. I like that.
Always.
Did you feel like that was missing in the music at all?
Was it missing in the music? The fact that he just revealed that Hell Hath No Fury was produced entirely by Pharrell. Let's take a look at that. Clipse, Hell Hath No Fury. Phenomenal album. Oops. Meant to go to Wikipedia. Producer, the Neptunes. Okay. See, this is where it get a little tricky. It says produced by the Neptunes. It don't say produced by Pharrell. Oh, but I don't see Chad Hugo listed anywhere. I guess the Neptunes was just a name at the time. Okay, makes sense. Pharrell is on all of them motherfuckers except for Nightmares, but he's featured on it as an artist. All right. Okay, cool. We rolling. He definitely produced it. I wasn't saying that Pusha T was lying, but I like to look at the facts. I like to go see for myself. All right, let's keep it going.
For me, no. I mean, you know,
he riding with his guy, and you know what? This is right down Pusha T's lane. I was just saying that is ironic for him, but I forgot. Malice was just saying that. No Malice, sorry. Pusha is like, hey, man, I can't play both sides. So I'm pretty sure there's some type of something there. Probably not beef. It ain't on the level of beef or disrespect. But Pharrell is his guy. They came up together. He's riding with Pharrell, clearly. And we going to get into it.
No. I mean, everybody knows my favorite album is Hell Hath No Fury.
Yep.
Pharrell did that alone.
Right.
That's it.
Pharrell's your guy. That's your...
No, Chad's my guy. I love Chad.
Sure.
I mean, Pharrell's my guy.
Yes.
Love Chad, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're brothers. We came up together. But, you know, when you say missing in the music, there is no missing in the music when it comes to the Clipse. And if it's just P, it don't matter. We find what we find. And just because you use that term, I'm like, I'm going to take you back to where I'm telling you is my favorite ever.
Right.
And I'm telling you he did it alone.
Right.
So that's that.
Pusha makes sense when he talks. That's the one thing I fuck with Pusha about. I mean, clearly he's a great wordsmith. He don't be deviating from what he's trying to say. Like, a lot of artists will say something and then try to backpedal and get out of what they said and say it a different way. Not my nigga Push. Push gonna say it like he meant it and reiterate that shit again and then say it again another way. He's not one of these niggas that will repeat himself to try to get the point across. That's my number one pet peeve that I despise about human beings that cannot figure out another way to say or explain what they're trying to say. Hey, bro, you said it this way and it didn't make sense to me. Figure out another way to say it so it makes sense. That's what communication is about. Figure out the way that you're saying what you're saying and I'm not understanding it. Please help me understand. I hate a nigga that just repeats the same thing again. They'll be like, yo, man, so did you see the Knick game? He fouled him. That was a foul. And I'll be like, yo, what you mean? Like, I didn't see the game. Yo, but did you see the game? He fouled him, though. He just fouled him. Don't repeat what you said the first time that I didn't understand, bro. Like, use your vocabulary and help me understand. Please. So let's keep it going. Shout out to the Clipse. We're going to continue on some Pusha T Clip shit. It was cool to just hear them talk about the breakup. I mean, they didn't really talk about it, but they did explain, hey, they are broken up, even though we knew this. There's been some slight drama, I guess. The Neptunes break up. Break up. Split. I like to use the word split. Breakup sounds too relationship. The Neptunes, the iconic production of Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo, have effectively split up, Billboard reports. Let's take a look at the Billboard article. This was from last year, September 12th. Pharrell says he and former Neptunes partner Chad Hugo are no longer on speaking terms. Okay, I remember this. This is where I'm saying Pusha T may have some more behind the scenes information because he's going to ride with his guy. He might have heard some shit he didn't like. He said, man, fuck Chad. Publicly, he going to say I like Chad, but if he has to pick, nigga, I'm picking P. Skateboard. The former production team is in court over business dealings under their Neptunes moniker. And this is why it makes sense that the Hell Hath No Fury has the name Neptunes on it, but Pusha T just said Pharrell is the only one that made it. Let me just show you guys one more time. Hell Hath No Fury Clipse. Have No Fury Clipse. It doesn't say Pharrell Williams only, so, obviously that means at this time, they may have still been in some business, you know what I mean? This was early on. This was 2006, bro. I was dumb young at this time. Some of you niggas weren't even born. But if you look at the writers, writers. Why is it just writers? It usually show producers too, but either way, you don't see Chad Hugo on any of that shit. Personal charge, references, production. Chad Hugo listed nowhere on here. I do a goddamn Control F search. Chad. Accordion, steel pan, drums, harps, distorted synths. Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo throw everything at Ride Around Shining. Okay, so maybe there is some, because I searched Chad and for no one, nobody gets the beats. This is quotes. Critical reception. All right, at that time they weren't beefing, so maybe Chad may have assisted on some shit. As it comes as of today, they trying to make it known, hey, nigga, Pharrell made that shit on his own. And as of last year, they got some business dealings where they not seeing eye to eye. Earlier this year, Hugo took Williams to court. So Chad brought Pharrell to court. That could be part of why Pusha is like, hey, man. No. Accusing the latter of trying to monopolize the naming rights to the Neptunes. Oh, see, this is the type of shit that I personally don't like. I'm going to keep it at that. Chad took issue with Pharrell attempting to register. See, this is another thing about publications. Why is there like a typo? Pharrell attempting 22. This ain't ballet, nigga. This is Billboard.com and y'all got typos. Pharrell attempting 22 register trademarks under their production moniker and in turn violating their agreement to split everything equally. What a story that happens over and over and over and over and over, both at this level and at the lowest fucking level, when ain't even no money involved. The lowest amount of money. Apparently, Pharrell tried to file 3 separate trademark applications for the Neptunes under his company PWIP Holdings LLC. One for streaming music, another for music videos, and another for live performances. So basically, sounds like Pharrell was trying to... They use the word monopolize, which... If you're trying to get the streaming side, which is the new way of making money, if you make anything from that, the music video side, so any music video that exists under this same name, the Neptunes, would go to him, and then live performances. Pharrell is the only one that really performs. Now, Chad could, on some DJ shit and play their songs. Pharrell wanted it to be him the only one that could play this shit. I'm going to file paperwork to make sure I'm the only one that could do it. If this happened without a conversation, you could say it's shady, but I'm just going to go under the phrase of it's business. But when you homies, you should at least have the conversation. Doing it behind niggas' backs is still business. I would say it's bad business, but some people would say it's good business because, hey, they look at it like if he didn't do it, I'm going to do it. But, some people live on different codes. I think once you get into the world of business, morality and that type of shit almost has to go out of the window. Because if you're thinking profit and making more money, feelings and all that shit go out the window, B. It's like, hey, I fuck with you, my nigga, but me being cool with you ain't gonna make me any more money. And is that fucked up? Yeah, morality-wise. Business, somebody will say, hey, man, that's great business. Let's take a look at some more clip shit as we are talking about them promoting the album. Let God Sort It Out is the album. Let's take a look. All right, so same interview. Pusha T talking about Kanye, another one of his collaborators, producers. He clearly chose Pharrell over Kanye, even though Pharrell and Kanye ain't beefing. I don't think so. Let's take a look-see at this one. So, in this interview, Pusha T on why Ye isn't a real man. There's some quotes here. I'll say one of them and we'll watch it. Outside of music, we're nothing. His principles, his morals, his mindset, we don't see eye to eye. Let's listen to what he had to say.
It's no heartbreak because he is not a person that we ain't the same. We can't outside of music, we're nothing.
You and Kanye.
Yeah, we can't be anything outside of music. Like, music is where we clicked. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, his principles, his morals, his mindset, we don't see eye to eye.
Love that statement. I'm gonna play it back just because I want to comment on it. Sorry, y'all, if y'all get upset for me running it back and pausing it. I agree and I understand that shit so much because I went through that. The music is the music. When you're creating art, sometimes you let so much slide and go out of the way because you're trying to get to a common goal, which is make the best music you can and put it out to the people and hope they like it. When it comes down to the human level of having to interact on a daily basis and be around other people and see how this person actually thinks, see what their morals are, what they value, what this is, what that is, you start seeing the more you're around somebody like, hey, damn, bro. I don't think I really fuck with this at all. The music blinded me. And that's the power of music. You can make good music, pun intended, and realize once it comes down to now you have to conversate and be around this person, you feel uncomfortable or like uncomfortable for everybody else because you know like this person doesn't know how to really what's the word I'm looking for? They don't know how to really act around a crowd of people or a small crowd of people. You start realizing like, yo, damn, this is somebody that I don't really think I mesh with. It's unfortunate that the music brought us together because this shit works so well. But damn, on a human level, I don't really like this nigga. Like, at all. This nigga kind of sucks. His morals are in a bad place. You kind of run into that. Let's watch it again from Pusha T's perspective.
It's no heartbreak because he is not a person that we ain't the same. We can't outside of music, we're nothing.
You and Kanye.
Yeah, we can't be anything outside of music. Like, music is where we clicked.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, his principles, his morals, his mindset, we don't see eye to eye hardly ever.
Sure.
Ever. And we never have. I've said it a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
I saw you smiling, Malice, a little bit.
Because I seen him out there. You know what I'm saying? I know what's going on with him. I watch him. I watch him close. I watch him like my mom would watch him, and to know what's going on. And my brother just we come from just loyalty to a fault. If you're my friend, you're my friend. You know what I'm saying? And I just seen him in the mix of people who I don't think reciprocated. I'm talking about, through his career. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, he just looked like a lone wolf out there. You know what I'm saying? But, still holding up his principles and his ethics and standing on business the way he stands on business.
Were you wanting to call him back and say you don't have to be the lone wolf?
No, listen, it's good to be the lone wolf sometimes.
It is good
to be the lone wolf sometimes. Yeah, it is.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, it's no
they
sympathy.
can see it. Yeah.
That's how you move out here in this world. You know what I'm saying? If you're a man, that's how you
If
move.
you're a man.
Listen, if
you're a man.
If you're a man.
Only if you're a man, though. Because if you ain't a man,
you in trouble.
You can't move like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you got to flip-flop and kiss ass and do all the, backbiting and
reality TV is mud wrestling. A wise man once said.
Yes, it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. Kidding me?
Now that you guys are back. You guys,
come on.
Hey, we gonna watch it again. Shout out to the Clipse. Shout out to Malice. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a Clipse fan. I need to get more Clipse merchandise like vinyl. I already pre-ordered the goddamn Let God Sort 'Em Out vinyl. So I'm gonna get that with the Cause collaboration. Again, shout out to Cause, another collaboration with them in the Clipse. Want to get that, but I just fuck with them as like guys, as men. People, I mean, you can say they're doing whatever. Like Pusha T is I don't want to say he's known for this, but he's diss people in order to like promote stuff, which to me is like shit, man. That's all right. I have no problem with that at all. That's okay for me.